Hey, hey. Another fat guy shower rant here. If I can adjust all these bottles. Jesus Christ. My wife has all these stupid things on a shower cabinet here, which I use to hold my phone. Ugh. Man, I am tired. I think I'm getting sick. I've been like tired the last few days, like more so than normal. And I feel like when I swallow, it just started recently to like today, but when I swallow, I feel like there's a light bit of pain in the back of my throat, discomfort. Oh, gotta make it to the weekend. Oh, but yeah. So the last few days have been kind of interesting. So last week was the first full week I worked with close, like next to, well, worked with anybody really, but worked with my bosses. I've been on my own for like a year and a half, and like the last week of November, they moved everything out of their main office, which was across the street, and they moved it into my warehouse where so they took over. I mean, if you've been following, you know, they took over my office, took over my building, and they just moved all their shit in. And now they're taking over they're trying to take over my parking spot, but I get there before everybody. So I kind of just left my car there, like my oil stains have marked my territory. But yeah, like it's been interesting. Like I think it was on Monday, my boss asked me to because last week I gave as an offer, like, hey, would you guys like my parking spot? Like, you're basically taking everything else, and you guys, her husband turned our lobby into his office. So, which is right outside the front door, or right behind the front door. So, I said, hey, do you want the parking spot? She's like, no, you earned it. It's your spot. All right. Are you sure? Because I don't mind parking in the back, which we have other, designated parking spots for our company there. No, it's your spot. All right. Later that day, I go on my break, and her husband comes and takes my spot, and I'm like, well, I guess you guys don't communicate. Which is fine. But then, so then fast forward to this week. On Monday, she asked me, oh, hey, I had a really good idea. Why don't you she's like, you know how we have these two spots right here? Because it's like handicap, our spot, and then open parking, right? From like the next 5 on. So it's first come, first serve. And she's all, why don't you take that third spot next to our two, and then, me and my husband, they're both the owners, we'll take the front 2 spots, and then that way, nobody can park near us, and she's like, oh, and nobody can park near us, and that way, she cuts herself off. I had to do this before, like muscle my way in, and teach people to not to, that's why I double park, because she takes up 2 spots, and she has a giant Rivian brand new Rivian SUV. And she's like, that's why I take us 2 spots. So I'm like, you're one of those bitches. Like, you're one of the ones that like people hate. So she wanted me and my, 11-year-old vehicle to play buffer between her car, her brand new car, and all the riffraff that park in that parking lot, right? Which is the company above us. And I was like, no, I don't think I want to do that. And she was like, what? Why? Oh, she's like, I don't understand. I was like, well, I go, those people have been parking there since before I started, and they've helped me out personally on countless occasions. For example, when I lock my key out, or when I lock my key inside my office, and you were not at the corporate office across the street, and I didn't even have my phone on me. So, thankfully, one of those people were there in that office, and they let me use their phone. There's been another time when the water was off, or our water was off, and they let me use their restroom. Or like they've been, I've been there for a year, or they've given me cookies that somebody made for their Christmas holiday party that my company and boss doesn't, participate. They don't throw. They don't do anything. I don't even think she said Merry Christmas last year. So I was like, no, I won't be doing that. I don't want to be, make waves when I've established myself on good terms with them. So, no. And then I just continue parking in my spot. And now both of the owners park off to the side with the riffraff. But they take up 4 spots because they both have brand new Rivians and they don't want people parking next to them. Which technically they could get away with just taking up 3 spots and just park close to each other in that, they could just both take up 1 extra spot and then just park, closer together. But no, that's not how their mind works. They need to feel, individualistic, unique, so they have to both take an extra spot. And it's funny, even though they're married and live together and work together, like, there's been hints that even though I haven't worked with them, I've come across hints about their personal married life based off of the, little, I don't know what you would call it, little hints or tidbits that my boss has, inadvertently or unintentionally let slip. She once mentioned how, talking to somebody, one of our former employees, about how, which this Chris is funny because she's talking to a 19-year-old, 20-year-old girl about, 19-year-old girl about having about marriage, marital bullshit. I guarantee you that girl didn't not give 1 fuck. But the concept or the point of the conversation was about how it should be more acceptable for married people to have separate living quarters, sleeping quarters, and how more and more people are doing that. She didn't mention that she and her husband participate in that, but that it should be more widely accepted. Red flag number 1, or flag number 1, whatever you want to call it. And then later, as I'm like going through the website, because I was kind of new there, they have this section of just blogs and like articles and different posts. And it's supposed to be from different people, but it's all from my boss. I didn't realize that until after a year in. Like, she fakes almost everything, all the comments, all the she fakes a couple of orders. She fakes articles and like writes them in fake names, creates these fake websites, and then tags them on the website. I'm like, I'm pretty sure all of this is illegal. But whatever. They pay me. They're really flexible about my schedule because I have 2 kids. Any other job I probably would have lost by now, but because you can only take the days you have off and blah blah blah. But I keep this job until it no longer serves my purposes, my needs, or until they fire me. Whichever comes first. But if they haven't fired me yet, honestly, like, I would be surprised. Like, really? Now you fire me? Like, you've had plenty of opportunity before, and like now you decide to? Okay. Whatever though. Till next time.